As part of We the People, celebrating 250 years, here's This Day in History.
Well, as we count down to America's 250th birthday next summer, we are sharing our We the People series, the people, the places, and the things of the past that have shaped our country into what it is today. That includes the athletes, too, Charlie.
Yes, and in this case, football. On this day, December 2nd, 1951, future Pro Football Hall of Fame wide receiver Don Hutson had his number 14 jersey retired by the Green Bay Packers. It was the first jersey retired in Packers history. Hutson spent his entire 11-year career with the Green Bay Packers and head coach Curly Lambeau. Hutson retired in 1945. He is widely considered the first modern receiver and is credited with many of the modern pass routes used in the NFL today. In his best ever season, he hauled in 74 passes for over 1,200 yards and 17 touchdowns in only 11 games. The Packers great has been honored in several different ways, including having the Packers indoor practice facility being named after him, as well as a street in the city of Green Bay.
Yeah, number 14.
Number 14, yeah. Is that the name of the street?
No, it's just his number is number 14.
Yes, number 14 is his number, yes. So he's 14th Street, too. He's got that one named after him. I guess,
yeah. Every 14th street in Wisconsin named after Don Hutson.
Right.
All right, Charlie, thank you. Phoebe? Sure.